watching Central Illinois' best source for news and weather. WAND News at 4 starts now.
The fall of a nation. All eyes are on Afghanistan as the Taliban takes control. The latest as citizens now flee for their lives. Plus, a step in the right direction as kids get back into the classroom. The changes Decatur Public Schools are seeing to keep staff and students safe. First at 4, the world watches as the Taliban takes control of the Afghanistan capital of Kabul, where residents are now fleeing for their lives. In Washington, D.C., awaiting reaction as President Biden and his administration face the military, diplomatic, and political fallout of the collapse of Afghanistan, mere weeks after U.S. troops return home. Alice Barr has the latest. President Biden is the 4th U.S. president to grapple with what became America's longest war. He has consistently said that he would not pass it on to the next administration. Well, rescue efforts are underway in Haiti following a major earthquake over the weekend that killed nearly 1,300 people and left thousands more injured. The region could see even more damage this week, with Tropical Depression Grace bringing the potential for heavy rain, flooding, and landslides. Families now trying to dig through the rubble for remnants of what is left. This earthquake was actually more powerful than the one in 2010, but the difference here is that its epicenter was in the southwestern part of the country, much more rural than Port-au-Prince. New at 4, it's back to the classroom for some Central Illinois students. The first traditional day for Decatur Public School students in 2 years. The COVID-19 pandemic forced the district to move online and then hybrid, but today students were finally back for in-person learning. WAND's Karen Iser joins us now live. Karen, what is different this year for the district? Thank you, Karen. Well, we want to hear from you. Right now, head over to WANDTV.com/vote and take part in our latest poll. With school beginning again, we want to know how much will you spend on back-to-school shopping for clothing and supplies. We'll have those results at WAND News at 5. Protecting older Illinoisans. Today, the governor signed a package of legislation on Senior Day at the State Fair, that will work to extend and expand access to health care for the elderly. Legislation also makes Illinois the first state to require regular Alzheimer's disease training for all licensed healthcare professionals serving adults.
Together,
Now, returning to the classroom, coming up, how you can help your student feel less nervous about the change in routine. And later, the latest pain at the pump for those trying to fill up. Prices you can expect the next time your gas tank is low.
Illinois' best source for news and weather.
The nation's food assistance program, known as SNAP, is set to increase its benefits, with revisions are set to be announced today by the Biden administration. Expected changes include the average monthly benefit of $121 per person will rise by $36. A new maximum will increase to $835 per month of a family of 4. That's an increase of 21%. All 42 million people enrolled in SNAP benefits will also receive additional aid when changes go into effect in October. Many students may be feeling nervous about returning to the classroom in person after a year of remote learning. However, experts say there are things you can do to help ease those fears. A pediatric psychologist with the Cleveland Clinic says to make sure to offer them reassurance and remind them that other kids are going through the same changes. You could also help them get used to socializing again so they know it is okay to be around other people. And if they ask you about vaccines or wearing masks, make sure your explanations are simple and to the point. A new study reveals almost half of opioid prescriptions for kids and young adults in the U.S. are high risk. Researchers from the University of Michigan looked at 4 million opioid prescriptions dispensed this age group in 2019. They found 42% of prescriptions to first-time opioid users exceeded a 3-day supply, and 1 in 6 of prescriptions to children under 11 were for codeine or tramadol, which carry a FDA black box warning for use in that age group. Developing today, the federal government has opened a formal investigation of Tesla's autopilot system. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is investigating the partially automated driving system. The agency has identified 11 crashes since 2018. These crashes in Tesla's on autopilot or traffic-aware cruise control have hit vehicles with flashing lights, flares, and an illuminated arrow board or hazard warnings. Gas prices went up 3 cents over the last 3 weeks. The national average of price of regular gas now sits at around $3.25 a gallon, but crude oil costs have also started to fall. Here's a look at the average prices locally. In Decatur, it's $3.29 a gallon. Springfield's a bit lower at $3.24, and Champaign is the lowest at $3.19. New at 4, calling all snowbirds. The calendar may still say August, but the Illinois Department of Transportation is already looking for seasonal workers. Workers would help remove ice and snow through the state's annual snowbird program. The temporary snowplow drivers are hired by IDOT on a full-time on-call basis to help keep roads cleared throughout the winter.
Weekends and holidays.
Applications open next week. You can apply on IDOT's websites. Applicants will be chosen based on availability, experience, and qualifications. A World War II veteran celebrated a milestone yesterday in a very special way. Tom Rice celebrated his 100th birthday with a skydive. Check that out. Rice was greeted by a cheering crowd as he landed softly on Coronado Beach. Jumping out of a plane is nothing new for Rice. In 1944, he was among the thousands of paratroopers who parachuted onto Normandy. Now we'll be right back with another check of your forecast. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight at WAND News at 5. In the meantime, find your most up-to-date news, WANDTV.com.